That's the second video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kyle, and I want to say that I used to feel jealous for the people who go clubbing every weekend. Not just because they're having a fun or something like that, but because the way they do not care about anything. And I always wanted to not care as they do. But this all is just a bullshit. Once you start thinking about the greatness, once your brain is wired to the greatness, mediocrity will always piss you off. And I know a lot of people like talking about the balance. But as I think, a balance is just a pretty word to waste your time and do nothing with your own life. And let's be honest here. You're going to clubbing just because you was bored. You go out because your life has no momentum. And you call this like a self-care? And you call this like, I want to go out just because I get tired. You want to spend your youth as you want, as you feel to? But that's all bullshit because you didn't do nothing now. You still have nothing. You still didn't build nothing. Imagine your competitors. Do you think they enjoy their lives? Do you think guy who getting a 1 million US dollars right now going out somewhere? Okay, if he had like a rich parents or some occasions that made him rich without even trying, but look at the guys who was dead broke and now they're doing job to just get their bills paid. Not the way like a matrix shop, but the way that they want, the way they improve something, they improve themselves. And I always had this in mind, like being at the matrix job with no progression and opportunities in the future, but with the stable payments and like for $3,000 and you can live like whole month without any problem. I would rather to get a job that will pay me a 1,000 US dollars. But I will do have a progression. I will do have a future of this work. And enjoying your youth without having something, you are messed though. Just go think about your life, about where you're gonna be in 5 years, and realize that with this bullshit going weekend clubbing, I have no words to say. How can you sleep still? I couldn't sleep. I can't sleep, even if I have something. So, the second big problem that people have is happening after clubbing. You came home, you had a fun, you feel emptiness and loneliness. That's all just products of your cheap dopamine. And this silence, showing you no purpose in this life, no pride that you have in your heart. And no one talks about this thing. They're showing you clubbing, they're showing you having a fun, but coming home and realizing that you gave up your weekends to absolutely nothing, to just dancing around like 5 hours, like drink alcohol, like sleep with the girls, and at the end of the next day you don't have nothing on the like, pain and loneliness in your heart, and you staying away from the God, bro. I mean, just sit in absolutely dark room without your phone, without anything that distracts you, and understand that going out without having anything behind your back is absolutely bullshit. You will have balance only when you have a bank balance full of your fucking money that you built in your fucking hard work. And deep in your heart, you start to understand that going out and clubbing every weekend, you will run away from. Who could you be? Running away the most developed person on the planet Earth. You can be capable of everything, and you give up. You give up and go out, go do some pointless, useless bullshit. We understood that going out is bullshit, and I hope you too. And I know you ever, in your life, felt this whisper. It was whispering in your ears. You were born for something. The voice is real, and the fire is real. But you keep turning him down. You keep muting him by pointless things, by not doing what you could, by thinking this is hard, I'm scary. Bro, instead of that, instead of working out, instead of being a hard man, instead of being a most capable person that you could be, you're going and dancing around the neon lights. You think your ancestors were bleeding for that? Do you think your bloodline, they just created you, created your parents, created parents of your parents, just to be miserable? You are the face of your family. You are the face of your full bloodline. Okay, I understand. Maybe you are not in good relationships with your parents, but at least they gave you life. They gave you life. And the life is most, prove them wrong. Prove them that you're better than them. Show them what greatness they missed. Be the person who they take inspiration of. You wouldn't be this. You wouldn't be him if you will not change your mind and actually starting lock in. Without locking in, you're nobody. Without the discipline, you're nobody. And if you think that I'm perfect, but I'm not, I came here to Korea and for the first year I did nothing until some things that happened to me in my life led me to actually move. And this whisper that gets louder and louder couldn't get me away from achieving something, achieving who I am right now. I wasn't going out too. I was having fun too. And I'm going now to just look at this desperate people, at this mediocrity that spreading around the world. I'm going out. But what's the rewards? For what these rewards? We will talk about the rewards in the next video. You saw a hint about what we will talk about in the next videos behind me. But to keep understand what I'm talking about, you need to reward yourself. But for something that you really did. Borrowing some money, that's not a goal. The goal is be most capable person, to be a person of your dreams. And you think that you escaping the matrix. But at the end, you're not. Because escaping the matrix is not actually getting rich. Is actually free your mind. Nobody talks about this, but at the end, being free is what you are aiming for. Doing what you really want with your heart. Because being rich is not for everyone. Being rich is not everyone's goal and dream. You should understand that for behind this all rich things, people really wanted to have it. And they wanted to do this with their hobbies. And the most important and interesting things for them. And maybe you are the biggest musician that world will see. Or you are dancer who will change the dance world. But you distracted for some reasons. I don't know. And as I said in the previous video, saying this, and I will say, firstly, you need to understand who you are and what your goal is. About the goals in the next video. To finish this up, I wanted to say to you, you need to understand the grind the other way that you see. Everything's great comes only through the pain, through the discipline, the always learning, learning, and learning, and not stopping. But I need you to understand that world is yours. You can achieve anything you want if you try the hardest way and you try the 100% of your capabilities. Follow, like, don't miss the next video, and don't miss your life. Legacy begins today, not tomorrow. And do fucking something.